I didn't even check to see if I'm completely centered. Close enough. So, good morning and happy Sunday, everyone. Well, my low is pretty much the fact that still rainy out, still cold, but I'm indoors. That's why I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt right now. But my high, okay, I have a really great story to tell. In fact, the story I'm about to tell you is my high, so keep that in mind. And at the time, this was last night when I was going out to dinner with my dad. We watched my nephews because we took them with us. Made sure they were, safe. And we took them home. We also got my mom dinner as well. Although I gotta say, one of my nephews, man, he was acting crazy. Whew. I mean, if I acted like my nephew did last night, my rear end would pass for not white. I'll put it to you that way. So, on with the story, because this really is a great story. So, there's this place in Horseheads called Beefeater Tavern that was actually featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, the show that Guy Fieri hosts on Food Network. Well, actually, it's closed. It's closing after today. The new owners of the building are taking over. They're going to renovate. I mean, they're not closing, not completely. They're just going to renovate it under new management, that sort of thing. So they were going to have a DJ dance party, right? And I'd never been to Beefs. That's what they call it, Beefs. So I thought, I'll go and check it out. I get there, and it's not that it was bad. It's just I didn't really know anyone. Maybe I thought this was kind of a bad idea. And then I get a post, and then I check my Facebook, and I get a post from a friend of mine saying that there's a really great show going on at Rye Bar and Grill. I'm not that far. It's maybe a 10, 15 minute drive. So, actually, I think I got there in 10 minutes. So, I went. I get to Rye. Now, for those who don't know, I always thought Rye was one of the best places here in Elmira. Again, not quite as good as Libs, but, it's right there with Hilltop and, 1157 North. Very good. Highly recommend. But I get there, and the friend who posted saying that they were going to be there, they weren't there at all. I literally just missed them. Which you think sounds like it's bad. But little did I know, I would run into someone who I haven't seen since high school. And literally not just anyone, but okay, I made no secret that I thought high school for me sucked. I made that no secret that, it did. For a lot of reasons. The one thing that kept me going was, even through all that, I met some really extraordinary people. So, last night, I didn't just run into any one of those extraordinary people. I ran into, one of the first people who I felt legit had my back in the day. So, needless to say, I was beyond elated. I hope I used that word right. To just see this guy. And it was great. We caught up, we asked each other how our families are doing, just all sorts of reminiscing of high school. It was a lot of fun. Because I knew who he was back in middle school, but I didn't officially meet him or talk with him until freshman year when we were playing JV football together. And that year, we were playing against Corning East. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, before Corning was Corning, it used to be Corning East and Corning West. Playing against Corning East. And I had a cousin who played on Corning East. And the aforementioned person who was like, again, for one of the first people to ever had my back, right? He walks up to me and says, "Wait, do you really have a cousin who plays for Corning East?" I'm like, "Yes." "Dude, if we win, you get bragging rights." And, like, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really sound like it's much, but it was like one of the, like, needless to say, all throughout high school, I was completely miserable. That was one of the, like, there's like, I was miserable at high school, but that doesn't mean there weren't any moments that legitimately made me happy, or smile, or laugh. Of course there were moments like that. It's just, you know, the bad kind of seemed to outweigh the good. Even if on paper it looks like there was less bad than good. And admittedly, at this point, you guys know me, I really am hard on myself a lot. I acknowledge that. I really am trying to be better about that. That's why I've been trying to go out more. See people. I don't know, maybe meet somebody. But I just haven't had any luck. But for every time, like, you know, that sort of front's been kind of, you know, a bust, it's been made up with the fact I've ran into so many people that I haven't seen in years. Like, from that wedding, from my neighbor's wedding back in September to, like, now, especially, I've just been running after, you know, person after person after person who I haven't seen in years. And you have to understand, because back in the days when I contemplated suicide, you know, my original plan was, you know, after Horseheads, they'll never see me again, leave me alone, I'll just be in solitude, and then if I decide to kill myself, I will. Pretty much. So, the fact that not only am I still alive today, the fact that literally every day is a gift, and I happen to be running into people, like, some people I haven't seen since, like, I knew from kindergarten, okay? So, it's overwhelmingly good. Sorry. I was just, it's overwhelming. I was getting confused. It's overwhelming, but it's good. It's overwhelmingly good. Like, the sole reason why I'm not fully welling up with emotions is because at this point it's been happening so often, I may or may not be becoming numb to it. The emotions part. I mean, the moment I see these people and talk to them, that part stays. That part is gold. That's beyond reproach. But, like, that sort of overwhelming feeling of elation. Like, that's what, like, seriously, it's become to the point where it's almost like a slow Tuesday for me, you know? But with that said, like, man, this year has just been great. Seriously, this is the last day. We are legitimately, after today, after today, we will have officially completed 1/3 of this year. 33.33 repeating percent, right? And this third has already been better than the first 2/3 of last year for me. By a long shot, by a mile even. Like, the only legit critique I would even have for this is, you know, I'm still hard on myself for things that I expect to see but don't wind up happening. You know, I mean, at this point, I'm at that age now where, I'm at that point where I'm able to say I'm at that age now. But I'm at that age now where, you know, it's about time to get myself a girlfriend, you know? Be in a relationship. Start out small. Build a foundation on love, trust, respect. Oh, actually, no, actually, love should come like a little bit later. You know, trust, respect, you know, good vibes all around, if you will. You know, keep the PDAs at a slight minimum, you know, holding hands, that's fine. I mean, holding hands like I mentioned this before, holding hands like this for me, that's fine. It's when it looks like this, kind of like that always kind of like bothered me. But that really was more for like, I'm never going to be able to have something like that. But for every time I have a night like last night, for every time I like go to like a pop-up event and see friends, or go to what happened at Rye Bar and Grill last night, or even like a wedding where I see some friends I haven't seen in years, it's just been filling me with more and more hope. Like, full disclosure, it's rare that I ever think I can do anything. It's even more rare that I even find myself rooting for myself. Much less, you know, love myself. Because having everything going your way will mean nothing if you don't feel that way for it. That was an itch, by the way. Although, full disclosure, tears are starting to well up a little. But as nervous as I am about, you know, am I going to find the one? Or what the future might hold in terms of, you know, who could potentially be leaving me, whether it's via death or some other miscellaneous way that would keep me from seeing that person ever again. I'm legit able to brush a good chunk of that off. I mean, you gotta err on the side of caution a little bit. You have to. I mean, caution is what allowed humanity really to get this far. With it, I mean, some people are just outright crazy and made crazy discoveries anyway. Other people did the exact same thing and it wound up not working for them in horrible ways. So, I'm between cautiously optimistic and just plain optimistic. Like, seriously, it's a miracle for me to ever get to cautiously optimistic. So the fact I'm even above that at all, that's huge for me. And I really have times like last night to thank for that. Seriously, I went somewhere thinking I was going to have fun, only to find out that there was something else going on at another place, which actually, I don't live very far from Rye. It's like that 1157 North and Hilltop, for the most part, are all within, well, Hilltop is like 2 miles away from where I live. But everywhere else is, I'm a hop, skip, and a jump away. So the fact that I went to Rye before I came here for my live vlog, that was really convenient. And I just lost my train of thought. Right. And I have, again, last night was just affirmation, like, these times of going out, trying to see people I know, even if it's only a passing glance. That is infinitely more than you ever would have seen me do, even back when I started making videos. Because one of the points of trying to do videos was I was going to be more open, you know, express myself. Within reason, of course. You know, show the world that the person that you knew me as back in the day, that's not me anymore. And while I was doing while I feel I was doing a solid job with that, I never really felt like I was satisfied with what I was doing. Solely because, partly, because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I could have been doing more, and partly because I co come on, you never think the best things are ever going to happen in life. And while the latter is true, I have been doing a lot more. And successful or not, it's been really rewarding. So, to my friend who I saw last night, you know who you are, thank you. It was great catching up. To the friend of mine who posted from Rye and then left before I arrived, don't worry. Next week I'll be going to something that's known for being rather notorious. An event that's known for being notorious, if you will. So, I'll definitely be seeing that person there, provided the weather's okay. Seriously, like, this entire week, it's supposed to be cold and rainy. And meanwhile, my folks are flying to Las Vegas to see my grandmother. Great. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll be missing my parents for sure, but there's a few things going on. In fact, there is one event this week I'm very much looking forward to. You'll be hearing all about that soon enough. I hope you all liked this video, and if you did, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video for all you guys watching Joe Fame. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Remember, guys, want to talk to you, lending, always have your back. Take care, and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.